This is Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. I want to show you this clip of Pete Doocy on the propaganda channel known as Fox. And what Pete Doocy says is that President Biden's tone is not one of unity. He claims that President Biden is dividing Americans. And he uses this example from a speech today that President Biden gave, a very powerful speech where Biden asked the audience, whose side are you on? So first, let me show you Pete Doocy's reporting, and then I'm going to show you the full clip so we can see how disingenuous Pete Doocy and how propagandist this radical right extreme Fox network is. Play this clip.
For God's sake, whose side are you on? Whose side are you on?
Compare the volume there with this measured line from the inaugural address. The president said, we can join forces, stop the shouting, and lower the temperature. The president, who said on his first day he thinks unity is the path forward, is now telling people instead to pick a side.
So Pete Doocy played a portion of Biden's speech where Biden says, whose side are you on? Now I'm going to play for you the full clip of what Biden said. And what Biden said is, when you take the side of insurrectionists over law enforcement, when you take the side of rioters over law enforcement, when you support people who are attacking the FBI and our institutions, attacking the FBI for following the lawfully executed search warrant and attacking and saying they need to be defunded and doxing them, Biden saying, whose side are you on? You are not on the side of law enforcement if you are attacking law enforcement. And that is what Fox is claiming is somehow not a unifying message. Let's play the clip of what Biden really said.
So let me say this to my MAGA Republican friends in Congress. Don't tell me you support law enforcement if you won't condemn what happened on the 6th. Don't tell me. Can't do it. For God's sake, whose side are you on? Whose side are you on? Look. You're either on the side of a mob or the side of the police. You can't be pro-law enforcement and pro-insurrection. You can't be a party of law and order and call the people who attacked the police on January 6th patriots. You can't do it. What are we teaching our children? It's just that simple. And now it's sickening to see the new attacks on the FBI, threatening the life of law enforcement agents and their families for simply carrying out the law and doing their job. Look, I want to say this as clear as I can. There's no place in this country, no place, for endangering the lives of law enforcement. No place. None, never, period. I'm opposed to defunding the police. I'm also opposed to defunding the FBI.
And that is where we are as a nation right now. This is why myself and MeidasTouch, I said, I never believed that I was a political person until these radical right extremists politicize things that I just thought were kind of just intuitive and basic and that we all supported. Like, I thought that we were all against massive global pandemics that kill people. I didn't think that was a controversial position. And when it became clear that what it means to be a Republican is to be pro-pandemic, to ignore millions of deaths and just pretend that the pandemic isn't real, I go, wow, that's a political issue? That's a leftist issue somehow, or a democratic issue to be like anti-global pandemics? Wow. I thought that all Americans can agree that it doesn't make sense that people who are not trained, people who can't pass basic background checks, people who literally just turned the age of 18, who have never held a firearm before, that they should hold AR-15s and be able to go around with their AR-15s wherever. I thought we'd all be like, look, a responsible gun owner wants to make sure other gun owners are responsible when it comes to weapons of war, not trying to take away people's guns, but you really want 18-year-olds who have no experience and who raise all these red flags, you want them to have AR-15s? That's what you're fighting for? Wow. I guess if that makes me a Democrat, I guess if that's a Democratic position, I'm going to vote for Democrats. And right here, the radical right opinion, similar to the pandemic, where they want to lock up, they want to arrest, they want to imprison Dr. Fauci because him providing the most up-to-date science offended the frail ego of a wannabe dictator in Donald Trump. They want to lock him, they want to put him in jail. That's what they want to do. But here, they want to defund the FBI. They want to repeal the Espionage Act. When it comes to January 6th, they are attacking law enforcement. They killed law enforcement officer. They attacked law enforcement every day. They mock the law enforcement who sits there on January 6th. And that is what Republicans believe. And so, yeah, what Biden's saying is not a message that should divide. How can you call yourself an American? How can you call yourself a patriot when you attack the FBI like that for doing their job? When you attack law enforcement, literally attack law enforcement like these extremists did on January 6th. Biden's argument right there, Biden's position, that's not a politically divisive position, but that is to Republicans. Republicans believe the FBI should be defunded. They believe the Espionage Act should be abolished. They believe that we shouldn't support our allies abroad. They believe that we should support our enemies abroad. They believe that we should lean into relationships like relationships with Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin. That's the vision that they see for America. And what Biden's saying there, whether you're from a red state or a blue state, which side are you on? You should be on the side of America, and Americans should support the work of our FBI in executing valid search warrants in an investigation where somebody stole our national secrets and harmed our national security. And that person just so happens to be someone who was the former president. I mean, whose side are you on? Are you on the side of someone who woke up this morning like Donald Trump did and sent 60 messages, 60 messages with QAnon drops? I mean, real disgraceful stuff, conspiracy theories. I mean, reposting some of the most heinous stuff from 4chan and on his failing social media platform, which was just banned from Google because it has no rules and just spreads hate. Which side are you on? And you need to pick sides, because the sides that I'm talking about should just be the sides of people who support democracy. That's what Biden's talking about. It should be the side of people who support our government, who does not want to see America be destroyed. And I love seeing Joe Biden the fighter, Joe Biden out there hitting the campaign trails and proudly arguing for what America is truly all about. What side are you on? Pete Doocy asks. America. And that's some side that Fox is not on.
MeidasTouch is unapologetically pro-democracy. And look, we know you are too. So please make sure you check out our best-selling shirt and our best-selling gear, the unapologetically pro-democracy gear. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you check out my favorite shirt and one of our most famous designs. It wasn't rigged, you're just a loser. At store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.